Good morning, my dear students. Welcome for today's video lecture of maths. Today, in the chapter 3, Square and Square Roots, we are going to learn the properties of square numbers. Okay. In yesterday's lecture, we have learned about the square, perfect square, and how to recognize whether the given number is square or not. That we have learned yesterday. Today, properties of square numbers. See, in the textbook, you have observed, you can see the chart or table of square numbers. In that table, you will observe some specific patterns. They are said to be properties of square numbers. So, which are those patterns? Okay, see, first one, that is property number 1. A number having 2, 3, 7 or 8 at the units place is never a perfect square. Means the number having these digits at their units place, that is a square number never ends in 2, 3, 7 or 8. If you will observe the square chart, square table, you will come to know that all the squares or not a single square number ends with 2, 3, 7 or 8. Understood? That means all the square numbers which are there, they ends in either 0, 1, then 4, 5, 6 or 9. Okay, understood? For example, if you want to take, see this square numbers, square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, square of 3 is 9, then 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81 or 100. So, if you will observe these square numbers, their ending digits is 1, 4, 9, 6, 5. Okay, these 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, again 6, 9, 4, 1, 0, 0 also. Okay. So, all the squares ends with these digits 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9 or 9. Okay. Understood? All the square numbers ends with these digits 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9. So, the first property tells us that square number or perfect square never ends with these 2, 3, 7 or 8. Okay. So, here see the meaning of this property. The square numbers never ends with 2, 3, 7 or 8. That doesn't mean they ends with other digits. They ends with other digit all the time, or all the numbers ending with these digits are not a perfect square. Understood? But those who are perfect square, they always ends with 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9. This is the first property. Okay. See the second property. The number of zeros at the end of a perfect square is always even. Okay. This is one more pattern we can observe in the square number table. See, number of zeros at the end of a perfect square is always even. What is meaning of this? See, I am writing here some examples. 100, this is square number. We have 900. We have this. We have this. Again, okay, or these are square numbers having zeros at the end. So, if you will observe here, see this 100 is square of 10, correct? 900 is square of 30, 1600. So, that is 1600, it is square of 40, 2500 square of 50. This is 3,60,000. Okay, 3,60,000. It is square of what we can say is 600. Okay, this is square of 9,000. Understood? So if you see all these square numbers, here 2 zeros are there. Okay, here 4 zeros are there. Here 6 zeros are there. That means what, square numbers, the number of zeros at the end of every perfect square, or the number of zeros at the end of a perfect square is always even. Even means either 2 or 4 or 6 or 8, okay, or 10 or 12, like this. But that means what? Always even. Number of zeros at the end of a perfect square is even, okay. This is our second property. Third property is, see, squares of even number is always even numbers and squares of odd numbers are always odd. So what is meaning of this? If we take any even number 2, so square of 2 is 4, or square of 4 is 16, square of 8 is 64. So these are even numbers, right? Multiples of 2. So square of even number is always even. See, since 2 is even, its square 4 is also even. 4 is even, its square 16 is also even. 8 is even number, its square 64 is always even, is also even. That means what, squares of even numbers is always even number, okay. Similarly, squares of odd numbers is also odd, okay. See these examples. 1 is odd number, so its square is 1, which is odd. 3 is odd number, its square is 9, it is also odd. And square of 9 is 81. 9 is odd number, its square 81 is also odd number. So squares of odd numbers are always odd, okay. Once again, see, square of even numbers is always even and squares of odd numbers are always odd, okay. This is what third property tells us. Then see property number 4a. There are two properties are there, 4a and 4b, okay. See here, the square of a natural number other than 1 is either a multiple of 3 or exceeds a multiple of 3 by 1. So see, what is this property? See the square table or table of squares. Observe it. If you will find that the square of a natural number other than 1 except 1, they are either multiple of 3, okay. All the square numbers are either multiple of 3 or exceeds a multiple of 3 by 1, okay. Means see here, square of 5 is 25. Now 25 is not multiple of 3, but it exceeds multiple of 3 by 1. That is 3 8s are 24, correct. 3 8s are 24 plus 1 25. So 24 is multiple of 3 and 25 exceeds 24 by 1. Similarly, if you will take another example, square of 6, this is 36 and 36 is 12 3s are 36. So 36 is directly multiple of 3. So all the square numbers, they are either multiple of 3, all the square numbers other than 1, they are either multiple of 3 or exceeds a multiple of 3 by 1. Understood? Similarly, in this 4b, a square of a natural number other than 1 is either a multiple of 4 or exceeds a multiple of 4 by 1. So what pattern we have observed for 3, same pattern is there for 4 also, okay. Means all the square numbers other than 1, they are multiple of 4 or exceeds a multiple of 4 by 1. Same again. See, for example, if we will take square of 8, 8 square is 64 and 64 is multiple of 4, 16 4s are 64, correct. It is multiple of 4. But if you will take here 9 square, which is 81. Now 81 is, see, 81 means what? 4 into 20, 24 is 80 plus 1 81. That is 81 exceeds the multiple of 4, which is 80 by 1, okay. So these two patterns are observed here in the table chart, square chart. The square of a natural number other than 1 is either a multiple of 3 or exceeds a multiple of 3 by 1, and a square of a natural number other than 1 is either a multiple of 4 or exceeds a multiple of 4 by 1. Understood? These are first 4 properties. Now pause this video and write these 4 properties in your notebook. See here, next property, property number 5. See, property number 5 and property number 6 are not that much important, but then also see here, if n is a perfect square, if n is a perfect square, then 2n can never be a perfect square. 2n means what? Twice of that perfect square. For example, 4 is the perfect square. Then what is twice of 4? Twice of 4 is 2 into 4, that is 8. So 8 is not a perfect square. 8 is not a perfect square. Okay, it is very simple property. If n is a perfect square, then 2n can never be a perfect square. 25 is perfect square, 25 2s are 50, 50 is not a perfect square. Understood? This is what this fifth one property says. Then see a sixth one property, a perfect square number is never negative. A perfect square number is never negative. In another language, we can say that a perfect square number is always positive. Understood? Okay, so let's move towards the seventh one property. So see students, listen very carefully. Seventh one property is one of the important property of these square numbers. Okay, pay attention very carefully. For every natural number n, we have the sum of first n odd natural numbers is equal to n square. Once again, see, for every natural number n, okay, we have the sum of first n odd natural numbers is equal to n square. Means what? If we take here odd natural numbers, only we have to take odd natural numbers. If we take first 3 odd natural numbers, if we take first 3 odd natural numbers, then its sum is equal to 3 square. Okay, because we have taken first 3 odd natural numbers, so its sum is equal to 3 square. If you want to check, let us check here. First we will take, 1 square is 1, which is sum of one odd natural number, that is first odd natural number is 1 itself. That's why it is we can say that it is sum of first one odd natural number. Okay, it is 1 is sum of first one odd natural number, that's why 1 square is equal to 1. Now see, 2 square, what is square of 2? 4. Now 4 is sum of first 2 odd natural numbers. If you want to check, see, first odd natural number is 1 plus second odd natural number is 3. 1 and 3, these are first 2 consecutive odd natural numbers. So 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Understood? That is sum of first 2 odd natural numbers. Okay, so since if you will take first 2 odd natural numbers, so its sum is equal to square of 2. 2 odd natural numbers, that's why square of 2, sum is equal to square of 2. Now see, 3 square, what is square of 3? 9. And 9 will be sum of first 3 odd natural numbers. If you want to check, see, first 3 odd natural numbers are 1 plus 3 plus 5. So see, 5 plus 3 plus 1, 9. Understood? That is sum of first 3 odd natural numbers. Okay, if we will take 4 square, 4 square is 16. So 16 is square of 4. That means it will be sum of first 4 odd natural numbers. So first 4 odd natural numbers are 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. See, 7 plus 1 8 and 5 plus 3 8. 8 plus 8 16. Got it? That is sum of first 4 odd natural numbers. And this scheme is applicable for only odd natural numbers. Understood? Odd natural number, that is also in sequence. First word is important, not any middle one, starting from 1. Okay, understood? So this is what seventh property says us. It is very important property. Understand it. If you have any doubt about this, you can ask me during doubt session. Understood? See a students, property number 8. The difference of squares of two consecutive natural numbers is equal to their sum. What is meaning of this? If we will take two consecutive numbers 3 and 4, 3 and 4. So see, the difference of squares of two consecutive natural numbers is equal to their sum. Now see, difference of squares of squares. So let us find squares of this 3 and 4. What are squares of 3 and 4? 9 and 16. Okay, so difference of their squares, that is 16 minus 9, is equal to, difference of their squares is equal to their sum. Their sum is sum of these numbers, that is 3 plus 4. Understood? So see here, 16 minus 9 is equal to 7, and here 3 plus 4 is also 7. So they are equal. What is meaning of this? Squares, see, difference of the square of these two consecutive numbers is equal to their sums. Okay, so square of 4 square is 16 minus 3 square is 9. Okay, so their difference is 7. Also sum of these two numbers is 7. So this is what this property tells us. The difference of squares of two consecutive natural numbers is equal to their sums. Let us take another example. Suppose here we have two consecutive natural numbers 6 and 7. So 6 square minus 7 square minus 6 square is equal to 6 plus 7. So see here, 49 minus 36 is equal to 6 plus 7, 13. So what is 49 minus 36? 13, which is equal to 13, correct? So difference between the squares of two consecutive natural numbers is equal to their sum. This is what this property tells us. Understood? See now next, Pythagorean triplet. So next property number 9, which it is related with the Pythagorean triplet. So before learning that property, first of all, let us see what is meant by Pythagorean triplet. So you might in the last year you have heard the word Pythagoras, right? Pythagoras theorem. It is related with right angle triangle, right? It is related with the right angle triangle. So suppose M, N and P are these are the three natural numbers. Then according to Pythagoras theorem, suppose M is the hypotenuse, N is the one side and P is another side. So according to Pythagoras theorem, N square plus P square is equal to M square. Understood? Understood? That means what? Hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides or two adjacent sides, remaining two sides. Okay, so here these are two sides, adjacent sides, and M is the hypotenuse. That's why N square plus P square is equal to M square. This is Pythagoras theorem, and these numbers, this is Pythagoras theorem, and the numbers in this N, P and M, these three numbers are said to be Pythagorean triplet. Triplet word refers for 3. Okay, so these three numbers are said to be Pythagorean triplet. For example, if you want to take, we can take, see here, 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. See, 3 square 9 plus square of 4 16 and 5 square 25. So see, 16 plus 9 is equal to also 25. So these 3, 4 and 5, they are said to be Pythagorean triplet. Understood? Or 5, 12 and 13. This is also Pythagorean triplet, because square of 5 plus square of 12 is equal to square of 13. If you want, you can check. So this is what Pythagorean triplet. Now how this Pythagorean triplet is related with these square numbers? As you can see in the Pythagoras theorem, there is square, correct? That's why this Pythagorean triplet is related with the square numbers. Now see how to find Pythagoras triplet. The question will be find Pythagoras triplet, or they will give three numbers like this and they will ask to check whether the given three numbers are Pythagorean triplet. Okay, so how to check that? For that we have property of square. See, what is that property? For any natural number m greater than 1, 2m, then m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. These are three Pythagorean triplet, or this group of these three numbers is a Pythagorean triplet, whereas m means what? Any natural number, understood? So you can take m as it should be greater than 1. M is the natural number greater than 1. Okay, that means greater than 1 you can take any natural number. So for example, if you want to take, if you take m as a 2, then 2m means 2 into 2, that is 4. Then m square minus 1 means, m means our 2, that is 2 square, minus 1, that is 4, minus 1 which is 3, and m square plus 1, that is 2 square plus 1, that is 4 plus 1, 5. So here 3, 4 and 5, these are three Pythagorean triplet which we have seen here, understood? So similarly, you can take m is equal to any natural number except 1 or greater than 1. Okay, now the another question they will ask, they will give three numbers, and they will ask to find or ask to check whether given numbers or given set of number is Pythagorean triplet, that you have to check. Okay, so for that, how to check, see, if they'll give, for example, if you want to take 6, 8 and 10, these three numbers they have given, and the question is which of the following, or check whether it is Pythagorean triplet. Okay, then how to check? See, we know we have these three formulae, or 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. These three numbers are said to be Pythagorean triplet. So this formula we are going to use here. So see, first what you have to do, 6, first number you have to take as a 2m. So you need to write here, let 2m is equal to 6. Okay, then m is equal to what? 6 upon 2, that is 3, correct? Now m is equal to 3 we have got. So second is m square minus 1. So m square minus 1, for that m means what we have got? 3. So instead of m we will use 3, that is 3 square minus 1 which is 9 minus 1 which is 8. Okay, now see, our third formula is m square, or third number is m square plus 1. So m we have got 3, that is 3 square plus 1. So 9 plus 1, 10. Understood? That means what, see, 2m means 6. 2m means 6. M square minus 1 means 8, and m square plus 1 means 10. So all these three numbers, or all these three numbers are fitting in these three formulae. That means 6, 8 and 10 are, or is a Pythagorean triplet. So set of these 6, 8 and 10 is a Pythagorean triplet. Understood? So how to, while solving here, you have to write, let 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1 is a Pythagorean triplet. So let 2m is equal to 6, then find the value for m. Once you get value for m, you can use that in these next two formulae. Understood? So in this way you can check whether the given set of number is Pythagorean triplet or not, or if you want to find some Pythagorean triplets, you can take m as any natural number other than 1 and you can find the Pythagorean triplets. Okay, so these are the properties of the square numbers which we have learned today. Today you have to, after watching this video, you have to solve remaining part of exercise 3a, which is based on all these properties. Understood? If you have any doubt, we can discuss it during the problem solving period. So thank you for today and have a good day.